Hey everyone, so in this video, it's just going to be a small comparison video between this level up bag that is 175 coins and the trainer bag to the left that is 650 coins. And I'm going to break it down by XP as well as coin cost, just so that you guys can kind of understand where I'm coming from in my thinking when I look at bags like these and when I go about comparing them. To be honest, I like to throw them in a spreadsheet so that I can do math quickly to find out what the best bag for me to buy is. Now, this level up bag for 175 coins is probably one of my favorite ones to buy. I find that the number of berts that you get is a decent number for the amount of coins that you actually spend, and being a player that usually gets maybe 500 coins a week, maybe a little more, maybe a little less, all depending on leagues and arenas and stuff like that. I need to be very cognizant and aware of where and when I spend coins on trainers. Now, these trainers, these berts, if you click on them, it actually tells you how much XP you get per bert. In this case, it's 1,500 XP per bert, which is a pretty modest amount when you think about it. Like when we think about some S-class characters, we know the exorbitant amount of XP that is needed to level them up even a single level, and it becomes a little bit ridiculous. I know these berts don't seem very effective, but when we take a look at the odds of actually pulling like some of these berts, the percentages, you have a 35% chance at 16, a 30% at 18, 20% at 20, and so on. We're going to be comparing that with the other trainer bag, which is actually full of Benedicts. And I guess what I'm hoping is that this cost analysis kind of helps make you guys more aware of how to look for a deal, I guess. Like, I like math, I like numbers, because they don't really lie. You can kind of figure out what they're really saying in a quick and easy manner, especially when we have tools like Google Sheets or Excel, or even a simple calculator, a pen, a pencil, and some paper. This other Epic Trainers bag that I was talking about, it's basically the same bag as the Bert bag. We have the same number of trainers on the inside, except now they're Benedicts instead of Berts. And as we know, Benedicts have a lot more XP associated with them. Benedicts actually give 12,000 XP per Benedict, which means one Benedict is equal to 8 Berts, which, when you think about it, I'd actually expect Benedicts to be like 16 Berts, but 8 is fairly reasonable. As I mentioned before, the odds of these two bags are identical. The differences are the number of trainers that you get. So like it was 16 Berts at 35% and now it's 5 Benedicts. It was 18 Berts at 30% and it's 6 Benedicts. And for consistency's sake, we're going to show that this goes all the way up and has the same percentages as the Bert bag. The main differences, of course, are the trainers inside as well as the coin cost of each of them. So I ended up putting all of this into a spreadsheet. It doesn't all fit perfectly just because I can't make it fit perfectly. But I basically just charted out the number of Berts that you could get, the percentage of getting them, the cost of coins per each bag, the amount of XP, which, it's a flat amount. It's 1,500 XP per Bert. We multiply the number of Berts in each bag, multiplied by the XP of 1,500, and we get various total XP in each of these bags. What we're then going to do, we take this total and we divide it by 175 coins. This will give us how much XP we can expect per each coin spent. And this will help with tracking and following to see what the better deal is between bags. This is what I recommend doing with really all the different bags that come up, so that you can kind of figure out what is the best deal that you can get. What will give you the most value on average? Because what we're looking at is a lot of RNG, a lot of percentages, a lot of chance. And our job is really to mitigate that amount of chance so that we get the best deal as possible. Next, what I did is I did the exact same thing with the Benedicts in each bag. I have 5 Benedicts at 35%, and each Benedict is 12,000 XP. these bags cost 650 coins. I took 5 Benedicts, multiplied by 12,000 XP, for a total of 60,000 XP in the first bag. Now obviously on first glance we see 60,000 XP, and we compare that to the 24,000 XP for the 16 Berts, and we think, wow, 60,000 is so much higher. And yes, as a flat number, it is significantly higher. But when we divide 60,000 by the 650 coins that it costs, we get about 92 XP per coin, which is actually about 45 XP less per coin than the Bert bag at the same percentage. So although the numbers on a flat amount showcase the Benedict bag giving more XP as a total, when we break it down by the amount of coins that it actually costs, you are probably going to be better off getting the Bert bags because you actually get more value for your coins for a total of 85%, because we have to take a look at the frequency of you pulling each of the different types of bags. And with the first 3 bags, in either case, for both the Berts and the Benedicts, being at 35, 30, and 20% for a grand total of 85%, it means only 15% of the time, on average, you'd be pulling a higher percentage with the Benedict bags. And to be honest, I like my odds with 85% versus everyone else's 15%. And I know it's sometimes hard to look at numbers and to look at percentages and, a table of things. So I actually did put it in a graph as well, just so that the visual representation can kind of help you see at what point the Benedict bag would actually be better to get, per cost of coin, of course, or per cost of XP. So I put it in a simple bar graph so you can see for the first 3 areas, so at the 35%, 30%, as well as 20%, you get more XP per coin with a Bert bag, but if you do pull from that 15% chance, you do get more XP with the Benedicts. I personally just like my odds a lot more with the 85%, as I mentioned before. And this is how I think it would be easier to kind of break down each of the bags. It's actually pretty quick to put it into a table, so long as you're somewhat familiar with Excel or Google Sheets. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching and listening to my video. I hope you guys found this informative and helpful, and let me know in the comment section below if there's any other comparisons that you would like me to do.